ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
Nightmare of an evening commute for drivers on the 94 tonight. The westbound side of the freeway is shut down near Massachusetts Avenue in La Mesa for a shooting investigation. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo is live with the very latest on this situation. Laura.
Well, Steve and Kimberly, we are on the Lemon Grove off-ramp to the 94 freeway. If you take a look, you can see a number of cars. These are people that are actually exiting the freeway before they get stuck in that backup while CHP investigates. Other drivers not as lucky. Let me show you some video from Sky 10 that shows you just how bad that backup is while crews investigate. I actually just got off the phone with CHP just moments before coming on air, who confirmed there was in fact a shooting on the westbound 94. CHP says the victim is a man who is approximately 36 years old. They tell me that he was the driver who was able to pull over, and then a passenger drove him to the hospital. Right now, we don't know his condition, but CHP tells me that he does have injuries to his lower body. Now, I do have a vehicle, a suspect description for the vehicle. It is described as a white Kia Forte, but right now we don't have any description for who was behind the wheel or how many people were in the car. But again, right now we can confirm there was a shooting on the 94 freeway. They are asking for any witnesses to contact investigators. I have two phone numbers for you if you were on the freeway and if you saw anything. CHP does want you to call. That's 858-650-3620. Another number is 619-302-4485. So CHP says they will be here investigating for several hours. They could not give me a timetable for when they would reopen the freeway. So if you need to go through the 94, it's best to take an alternate route right now while they investigate. Reporting live, Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
And eyewitnesses will be critical. Thank you, Laura. We also have a breaking news update from National City. Crews appear to have a handle on a large gas leak that forced schools, homes, and businesses to evacuate for hours. At last check, they were still testing to make sure the leak was completely capped on East 8th Street. It started about 10:30 when a construction crew hit a gas line, creating a constant cloud of dust. More than 150 students and teachers from Ira Harbison Elementary School across the street were evacuated. Once the crews are confident that this leak is sealed, they will start letting people back into their homes.
And just minutes ago, a march through downtown wrapped up in support of Palestine. Our ABC 10 News reporter Rena Nakano is live downtown at the federal courthouse where hundreds came out to rally tonight. Rena.
Hey Steve, yeah, just hours ago there were a lot of people out here. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people right in front of the federal building. In fact, we have a couple of people right behind the camera right now. These are some of the protesters and ralliers who were here earlier. They're really here, and they were actually all around here. And take a look at this video from earlier today. Hundreds of people honking and rallying over here in downtown. This all happening after some of the worst violence in years broke out starting about a month ago between Israelis and Palestinians in Jerusalem.
Being out here shows people that we exist. People often speak about Palestinians as if they don't exist, but we do exist. We are here. We are here protesting. We are here to let our voices be heard. And we want the world to know that Palestinians are here. We exist. We are not going anywhere.
As you can see, it's a very, very powerful group of people talking right now. A lot of the people just came back on this corner of Broadway and Front. But as you can see, a lot of the road here has been shut down because of this rally all across downtown. It's been closed from Front to C Street, as well as portions of Broadway and downtown, except for bus traffic. I'm live out here in downtown. I'm Rena Nakano, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Rena. And turning now to coronavirus, several Carnival cruise ships will be docking in San Diego this week so crew members can be vaccinated. As ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala explains, it's the first big step for cruise ships to safely return to the oceans.
Sharp is making it pretty easy for cruise ship employees from all over the world to get vaccinated. Wednesday morning here at the B Street Pier, the first ship will arrive and more than 100 employees will be getting their first Pfizer dose, a great sign that cruises could return to San Diego soon. The CDC says cruises can return as early as mid-July if 98% of crew members and 95% of passengers are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Cruise lines can also choose to go with the lengthier option, which includes running a test cruise.
The Carnival Corporation did reach out to us, our team at Sharp Healthcare, and ask us if we would be able to coordinate an effort to provide COVID-19 vaccinations for their crew members.
Sharp Healthcare said yes. On Wednesday and Thursday, Sharp's team will be vaccinating about 450 members from 3 cruise ships in San Diego. Holland America's Koningsdam and Noordam, as well as the Royal Princess. Elizabeth Catton with Sharp Healthcare says all crew members will then return to San Diego for a second dose of the Pfizer vaccine 17 to 21 days later.
We're just excited and pleased to be part of this community effort and support that return to the new normal.
With the vaccine, it really brings us towards an ability to reopen.
Adam Deaton, the cruise business manager for the Port of San Diego, says about 164 cruises were canceled during the pandemic, creating a loss of about $280 million.
That touches all sorts of industries, from transportation to dock workers, security, retail, restaurants.
But he says the vaccines bring new hope that cruise ships will be sailing out of San Diego this fall.
It's been a long time since anyone's been able to cruise, and so I think people are ready to set sail.
Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Outdoor dining in San Diego will be sticking around for at least another year. Today, the San Diego City Council voted to allow restaurants to operate on sidewalks, streets, and private parking lots through July of 2022. Those temporary permits had been scheduled to expire this July 13th. San Diego's planning department is also working on a permanent program called Spaces and Places. It would amend the municipal code to allow everything from eating to recreation to entertainment in public areas.
The county reported 107 new cases of COVID today, while our test positivity rate remained at just 1%. And once again, there were no new local deaths. That total remains at just over 3,700. Despite declining infections, scientists expect that COVID will be with us for a long time. And our ABC 10 News anchor Derek Stahl is going in depth with a San Diego doctor involved in the search to create a pill to treat that disease.
As businesses reopen and masks come off, it's worth remembering how scientists view this virus.
I am realistic to understand that I will be dealing with COVID-19 as an infectious disease doctor probably for the rest of my career. We're not going to probably get to full herd immunity, and we're going to have cases all the time.
UC San Diego virologist Dr. Davey Smith expects a spike this fall or winter, and that's why he's overseeing several government-backed clinical trials around the world to find better treatments. He says the next big frontier is to find a powerful pill.
It has become one of those holy grails.
The holy grail all along has been an oral antiviral.
Right now, the best early treatments we have for COVID are lab-made antibodies, but these monoclonal antibodies have to be infused, a process that takes time, staff, and space for doctors like Christian Ramers at Family Health Centers of San Diego.
What we've wanted from the beginning is something that's easy, that's pill form, that we could use really quickly, the way we use oseltamivir, which is an oral antiviral agent for influenza.
Now, there are at least 3 promising pills for COVID in clinical trials. All 3 contain tiny molecules that mess with the virus's ability to replicate.
This is just like throwing a monkey wrench in the machinery to stop that virus from making copies of itself and really buy time for our own immune systems to get the upper hand and clear the virus.
Before a drug gets approved, it has to undergo 3 phases of human trials. Pfizer has a potential pill in phase 1, the stage where scientists are trying to find the optimal dose in about 60 people. This pill was custom made for SARS-CoV-2. Dr. Smith is overseeing the trials on that drug, along with a candidate called Camostat that was originally developed for another disease.
It is actually used in Japan for pancreatitis. It's not used here in the United States, but it is used in Japan and has since the 1980s. So there's a long safety track record for that drug.
Camostat just finished phase 2, where they begin to gauge the efficacy in a few hundred volunteers. The drug that's farthest along is a pill from pharmaceutical giant Merck called Molnupiravir.
The Merck drug is further along because it was originally made for SARS-CoV-1 senior, and for another coronavirus called MERS.
That pill is now in a phase 3 trial involving about 1,500 volunteers. All of these trials are still blinded, meaning even Dr. Smith doesn't know the results, but he expects one of these pills will be ready and authorized before the end of this year. Derek Stahl, ABC 10 News.
All 3 pills are designed to be taken within the first few days after someone develops symptoms. 2 of the drugs are being tested at locations here in San Diego, including UCSD, Kaiser, and the VA. If you have a story that requires an in-depth look, give us an email at tips@10news.com.
County supervisors voted today to keep the San Pasqual Academy in Escondido up and running in some fashion. The live-in educational center for foster youth is scheduled to close in October, but today supervisors voted to seek an extension until June of next year and to reimagine and restructure the academy to keep it going in some form after that. The details will still need to be worked out.
Library cuts are no longer a part of Mayor Todd Gloria's budget. Gloria released his revised spending plan today, and it now includes money to keep libraries open 7 days a week. It also includes salary increases for most city employees. The tweaks raise the mayor's budget another $73 million. The final budget will be adopted next month by the city council.